We're on the air. We haven't had one of these in a long time.
Well, you know what? Sometimes when the moment calls, we made it our business to be out here on the field.
Yes, when duty calls.
And duty definitely called, and here we are.
Yeah, so
sitting in it.
I'm going to say, and we're at the actual field. Not lovely. Not always we find ourselves here at middle of the day. But very interesting. The season's been rolling. Season's been going. But if I would have to give a complaint about the season, before the season started, we said every team looks pretty balanced.
Yeah, every team is able to win it.
Yeah, I think, and this is funny because I think this happened also this year, YMSL too. So I don't know if it's just a trend. A lot of mercies this year.
So I personally, and it's always game 2.
Yeah.
So I personally was at, I think, 3 or 4 10-run games.
Yeah, we were together at like 2 of them.
Not fun. It's not fun.
No, it's not fun. Now, the advantage we have with the Mercy, and everybody laughs that we had the rule at 11, and it really makes that
I
big a
remember
difference.
changing it and getting flack, but
Yeah,
it makes
and
every team in it.
It really does. It really does. Keeps the game going. It does end the games early sometimes. Some people like it when we're over, but Mercies aren't cool. But overall, the standings are interesting, as they always are.
Listen, there's 2 separate standings that we're looking at. There's the upper half, which is the top 3 seeds, which is more or less a lock. And then we have the bottom 4. I'll even say the bottom 3 because there's one floater in between. But the bottom 3 are all very much alive with 3 regular season nights to go and 1 makeup game, not even a doubleheader to go.
Which was looking crazy important to last night. Not as important. I mean, it might be, but we'll get through it now. An interesting point. Last night when the games were over, I messaged my brother, Sammy, that was an M&S night.
Yeah, that was OG,
to be happy,
OG
to be part.
vibes.
Yeah, we have good games. There's nice softball. Guys are playing. Yesterday, 2 hard-fought battles, 2 games that had great, not good, great defensive plays all around.
You know you have that feeling when both teams, winners or losers, walk off saying, wow, that was awesome. I'm so happy I was a part of that.
Yeah, it is a big part. Big shout out to Rosenberg at short. Played great. Big shout out defensively to my son at short. Played great.
How about the outfield play?
Outfield play by Nutty and Morris Levy.
We're talking about last night, mind you.
Yeah, it's all last night. David Brescher, by the way, in my eyes, has been much better in right than people advertised. He's not laying out. He's not doing crazy things.
No, he gets the job done.
He's getting the job done. Fly ball out there.
And guess what?
He tracks it.
On that squad, when they put Minzer at third base when T.I. went down, he looked pretty good too.
Held his own. He definitely did. T.I. had a back issue. I heard he was...
I actually watched it happen. If you watch it, it was on the live stream. T.I. was just walking after game 1 and he just crumpled to the floor out of the blue. It was very odd.
So he told me, T.I., that during the day yesterday, he went out of work early and he went to hot yoga. And he thought it would help him. It could be it drained his body of liquid. And he did a lot of hot yoga in a new place in Asbury. And I don't think he's going to be going back there.
So enough with T.I.'s body liquid. Let's move on. So let's look at the standings for a second.
Let's get rolling.
Right now, up top at 8-2, we have Sarah's Kibes.
Right.
Now,
we liked them before the season. I don't know if we loved them.
I don't know if we like them this much, but they played tonight against IDF, weather permitting, obviously. They could... Hashem.
Moritatal.
And they basically could cement themselves because IDF right now is 6-2. So if IDF wins these 2 games, or even split, the last matchup of the season might make a huge difference.
Now, does the 1 seed make that big a difference?
No,
at 2 and 3?
you get to choose whatever.
You don't even get to choose. We stopped that.
Better positioning, I guess.
Yeah, your
home field. That's what it is.
Oh, okay, so for home. So the bottom line, the way our league works, and the way the YMSL did it too, so it's community-wide now, top 3 seeds is what you want to be in.
Yeah, this is where I believe...
Get you to the semifinals.
I believe that format was, from 15 years ago, and
they incorporated it.
I commend them for it because this is the best way, and we'll explain why. So right now, in first place, currently right now at 8-2 is Sarah's Kibes. Right now in second place, and things could change, like I just said, is IDF at 6-2.
They've been a shiny surprise.
I know we don't really get a chance to see them because they're unbalanced schedule, but
now they played 8 games.
When they're on the field, they're doing their jobs. Edmund Beta's actually proven to be a great captain.
Edmund Beta is a great pitcher. And as you mentioned, he's a rah-rah fun captain. Everybody likes playing with him. He picked a team that meshes with him, and their speed has been great. And they could hit. We thought they couldn't hit. We were wrong. They could hit. Bottom line.
And then in the 3rd seed right now are Sabon's Predators. They've been pretty much a mixed bag, even though they're 2 games above 500. I feel like they have a 500 feel to them.
They do.
But
they split. They won 2 and they lost 2.
We didn't mention it on Sarah's Kibez. Usually you need one surprise guy that takes the leap more than you anticipate going in.
We've
and
seen that.
For Sarah's Kibez, it's Mo Shama playing like an MVP
Right.
candidate.
It's funny to say Mo Sham is the surprise.
No, but he didn't play in 5 years.
Right, but he's been great.
And then we're going to skip back down to the Predators. Their guy is Mark Barsano.
That's right.
However, he was drafted high. It's not like he's playing not to his draft stock. However,
He's playing above his
he's
draft stock.
surpassing it. Right now,
Yeah.
he's top 3 in every offensive category.
He was taken 3rd round. He's playing incredibly defensively and doing.
Second round, I think.
I think 3rd round. No, it was 3rd. Yitz was 1st,
Ali was 3. I
and
think
Ali
Bars-
was 2. Ali was
Are
2.
you sure?
Barca- yeah.
So you know what?
But it's all right. It's all in that mix.
Kind of a steal in the 3rd round at
Yeah.
this point.
He's
so.
been amazing. We knew he had it in him.
Right.
This isn't shocking. We've been talking about this for years. He got hurt. He had a lot of injury. He had an ass injury a couple of years back.
Yes.
And then he had an ankle problem. Then a leg. But now he looks good. He always looks good. He's in great shape. He definitely looks like he took that leap.
And that's a big thing. And now resilience, they
Wait,
are.
on the Predators. I know it's my son. He's the linchpin.
Yeah.
When he's pitching unbelievable, they're a team that can win it all.
And last time out, the last 2 times out,
Last 2 times.
it looks like his fastball, he found it a bit, and
Yeah.
looks like
He's
he's
locating.
locating much better.
He doesn't walk anybody that we know, but if his fastball is locating and he throws that little slurve once
Listen,
in a while,
it took him a few
great.
weeks to get back into playing shape because the nature of his schedule. Last year, he was in the best shape of his life, so
Yes.
he pitched better. Now, I think at this point in the season, and that's great for.
he's still not in the best shape, but he's in softball shape.
He's in football shape.
Yeah,
They're
he's been playing
6-4. They're in pretty good position. They could end their schedule riding high. They also could somehow jump into the top 2 seeds
Yeah,
easily.
They're in a good spot.
They're in a good spot, and they're really that's the cut. And then all of a sudden, in the bubble, right in the middle, is the epitome of a 500 team. That's resilience. Stephen Gindy's the captain.
Yeah, so I know Steven's team this year, it's not, he had that week where he went to go watch a comedy show of Modi or Yoel Gold, and he came here laughing. I guess they did a good job at the show, but he wasn't laughing after he left. His team lost too.
Yeah, and that took him a hit. So
Took him a hit. But I think the linchpin for them is Yehuda Fallis.
listen, so
They
Fallis.
thought he'd be better on the mound. Offensively, he's
so
one
I'll
of the
tell
top
you
5
what.
in the league.
I happen to be, I believe, at almost every one of their
Yes.
matchups.
Yeah, there are a lot.
So I will speak. Fallis is not pitching poorly, and he's hitting really, really well. Their defense has been betraying them, which
Really?
is not Stephen Gindy's MO. And I'm not saying Stephen alone. I'm saying their outfield play has been a bit sloppy. They throw the
Okay.
ball around a bit.
So you totally defended Yehuda Fallis strong.
Yeah,
just now.
listen, I think he's pitching way better than his record is at 500,
Very
and he's
good.
pitching better than his ERA is, and I think everyone on that squad will agree. But the good part of this is they're not in terrible shape because there's 3 teams that are a lot worse than them.
I think they're in a guaranteed
Wild
title
card spot. Yeah, they're in
wild
a-
card or play-in spot.
They're in a guaranteed wild card spot, and I'll
Yeah,
explain
so
why.
they're
Because
4-5.
they're at 5-5. Even if they somehow drop 2, the best that could happen is the dog pound at 4-8
Right. So
could win. No, they're done.
Can't win, they're done.
And the,
The Bleacher
final
Creatures could
Bleacher
end up with
Creatures
5.
can win up with 5. No, they
Yeah.
play 3 more games
Oh.
because they're 3-6. So it would be a 4-5 in Bleacher Creatures and Resilience.
Very good.
And then the final battle, they have that one makeup game.
Wow,
They
so
can't
this
do it.
Next resilience matchup, which
It's
is not
huge.
tonight, could make a difference of them being in the 1, 2, 3 or the 4.
Correct.
They could end up with 7 wins and be in a top 3 seed.
That is correct.
That is actually tremendous.
It means the impact of the final 3 games is way more important than anybody realizes.
Now, to me, when we had the show, I wasn't thinking about that point really, even though it is a big point for resilience. It was more about having fun about the bottom. We, as commissioners, there's a very weird balance that we have going on in our heads all the time. You want everybody involved. You want every team knowing they're in it because it just keeps everybody having fun.
invested.
Invested, exactly. But there's something to say about that team was bad. Let them just finish it out.
All right, let them wallow in their
Yeah, let 'em-
misery.
But last night showed the final battle and dog pound. They both play good baseball.
You know, it must have
softball.
been a really frustrating night for the final battle, knowing they had this in them all
Yes.
season long. The ingredients were there.
Yep.
TI didn't pick a poor team. The talent and the collection of talent and the trades that were made really put them in a spot
good, yeah.
where they were there. They you
So-
know what? And they're not dead yet. They're
So
3-8
here's
right
the
now.
main point that's important. Tonight's game, IDF Kibbez, is not really
Relevant
that
to the bottom of the
relevant.
standings.
Right. And I don't even know how important it is for the top 3. It's for seeding, but I don't know if it's major. It might solidify Stephen Gindy in the 4 or 5. Actually, something could happen that he can't He cannot leap maybe.
Right,
But
but look, the final games on the schedule, I'll look at it right now, and there's really not that many left, but the final games on the schedule are as follows. Tonight, like we said, is the matchup between IDF and
The
Kibiz. And hold on, we are on Tuesday here.
Legacy.
And then, IDF versus the Kibiz. And then on Wednesday night, weather permitting,
that's the
that's the
matchup.
season right there.
Yeah, that's the fun matchup. The Bleacher Creatures are playing against the Predators.
Yeah.
The Predators are playing for seeding. They want to get to the top 2. But the Bleacher Creatures, if this is what everybody has to hear, if the Bleacher Creatures win 2,
Yep, then that last game is irrelevant.
that's it. Sammy Esses wins 2 with his squad. It's already done. Everything's set. The final battle in the dog pound would have to go home and just watch from the seat of their couch. Us doing the live will come to the field.
And then
And the top 5 would be set.
And then finally, again, it really might impact, depends on the Sammy Esses matchup. Resilience taking on IDF to end the season.
Right.
Now, if Sammy Esses, if they somehow run the table and win their final 3 games, if they need to play that 3rd game,
They
they
could
can
jump.
leapfrog the Resilience squad.
Right.
So,
exactly.
a lot going on over
So
here.
again, not thinking about the top, the Sammy Esses team. If Sammy plays the Predators and loses 2, and then Sammy would be 3, then that last game against who they did not play that, the final battle?
Final battle.
That'll be a fun night.
Yeah, that'll be.
It won't just be one game.
And I'm thinking like this, like I told you yesterday, I don't know if you saw my message. If that matchup determines who's going to be the wild card, we're going to have 2 games that night.
Exactly.
We're going to have game 1.
7
being-
innings.
It basically a playing game.
It's going to be regular season.
Right, and then-
it's going to go with the regular season standings.
Right, and then game 2, we're going to have the wild card team
Right.
waiting in the wings for
Winner-
a 9-inning game.
Exactly. Winner's going to stay on the field to play that next game, whoever's waiting. So this one game, sitting there in the balance and we
Not
don't know what
the
to
end
do
of
with
the
it,
world.
worked out. I mean, thank God. But it worked out that it could be a fun night.
Right, we may not need it.
May not need it
And
at
if we
all.
do need it, we're going to make the most of it.
Yes, we're going to have fun and make a real night out of it. Weather is a big thing. We might take tonight or tomorrow's game and play it on Thursday. I already told some of the captains that. And then the Stephen Gindy matchup might go to Monday. We might have to push the season if there's some rain. But again, who knows?
But keep in mind, tonight it was supposed to pour. The skies are blue.
And
Let's see what happens.
We never know.
And
We take it a day at a time in M&S because it's been working.
And yeah, listen, so far so good. And then we have the tomorrow night's matchup and the Thursday night matchup. Like you said, if Thursday's clear, which it looks like it can be, one of these 2 matchups, usually
We're
the
gonna
more
go
important
there.
one, we're going to move it there.
We're gonna move there.
And then-
I have a feeling it's one either tonight or tomorrow. I think tomorrow is really looking bad, but tomorrow I want to move to Thursday. That's what I'd like to
And
do.
then from there, the following week we have Tisha B'Av Monday, Tuesday. So
Yeah.
we have
Games
Wednesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday,
Thursday, yeah.
weather permitting. Hopefully we could finish. If the season's not over yet by then, we can finish it. If somehow there's a miracle and we do finish the season this week, then those days will be the wild card game days,
Very
and
exciting.
maybe we'll even get a semifinals matchup in.
It could be great. That's another advantage we have. The 1 seed is automatically playing the 4-5. So the 2-3, if we could get them to play, they're going to play.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
don't have to wait for the 4-5. If the schedule works, that everybody's there for a 2-3 matchup. We've done it. We love it because it propels the season, and we're looking forward.
Listen, it's
So-
like you said, it's been a really good. I don't want to say anything crazy exciting until last night. Really good regular season.
Yeah, good.
But now
Good.
is when the season always begins. Everyone knows that. M&S baseball is all about late August, sometimes early September, and that's where the magic happens, where the weather starts getting a little cool outside, even though it's about 90 degrees and we're dripping right now. But starts getting-
Pending how things break, it turns into a tournament.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
guess
a lot
what?
of fun.
All these teams at the bottom, if they make the dance, we've seen how far these teams can go and have
Yeah,
gone.
and the way these teams are built this year. Look at that dog pound team. Do you want to see Adler, Hank, Nutty?
Hey, how many championships does Ralph Hannon have on the trophy?
Night. That's right.
3 or 4?
So if he can find, and Ralph pitched well last night. Do you want to see the final battle? MC Yakov
No.
with some of those players
Listen,
playing on
it
their game.
still holds true what we said prior to the beginning of the season. Every team is deep and talented.
Everybody, it's not a cakewalk if you see them in a 3-game series.
And a
Everybody.
few highlights, even that you're mentioning the team last night. Robert Tobias is a flat-out speed demon on the base
He's
paths.
so fast.
He could hit also. Few highlights also from last night. Momo Levy is a bona fide stud in the
Yeah, he's
outfield.
playing left. He could play center easily.
Got the game-winning hit
Yeah.
last night.
And he's starting to come around with the bat. So that's very nice.
And it's always like what happens with injuries didn't happen. If Nutty didn't get hurt before the season, this dog pound squad will not be in the cellar as we speak.
Nutty.
He was awesome last night.
He may be streaky, but when he's streaking the right way, he reminds me of Mike Piazza on his streak.
Listen, his arm, he threw a guy out set from center field last night by like 3 steps on a Guerrero/Ichiro throw. It was insane. There was great defense. Always great to see that rounding into form.
Plays that one play made a difference in the game. Michael Cohen made a great throw home. Coney holds on. Final battle has a sweep.
Right.
But Yakov Saruya, Coney said, shaded him, was in his way a little bit. And just one play.
A lot of action.
Jackie Sutton laid out and made a ridiculous dive through it. Tobias couldn't hold on. There was a runner on first now with 1 out instead of 2 out, nobody on. Little plays, and that's the amazing thing about softball.
Nuni played well.
Nuni played great.
Right, so that
Nuni hit well too.
It was, you know what? I'm sure he's questioning why he didn't show up the week prior.
Right. I saw him in 7-Eleven after the game at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, "Well, now that was fun softball. That's why I like."
I mean, you have to be on the field to play fun softball.
It's true.
So
the real great. Last night was the highlight of the season for me. That second game was a real classic. Pleasure to be a part of. And again, even in game 1, a 7-3 game, there were 2 double plays that were very well done by the final battle that if they don't turn it, the game could go the other way. Like,
another thing also,
stuff.
last night I saw on the live, we had a new umpire. He looked pretty good.
Matt is great. So Matt, we had Sunday morning. I'd love to get him involved more because he holds the game, knows the rules, got a great demeanor. He's a great umpire. So that was great.
Yeah, I was a fan.
Big fan. We want to get him involved more. But looking forward for the final home stretch. You guys got an idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
The Bleacher Creature game to me means the most. If they sweep, everything is top 5.
Bleacher Creature team has dogs on their squad.
They do.
They have guys that won the championship before.
Their top 3 are electric.
Yeah.
If their top 3 play.
Are you even lumping Melech in their top 3?
I'm
Right.
not.
So
I'm
their
talking
team
about the athleticism of their top 3. Babon, Alcog, and Sammy Saruya. Those guys all play, even if the rest of the lineup is just pedestrian, they could put up 6-7 runs.
Listen, it really is all falls on the arm of Eddie Nissim.
Yeah, true.
If he's healthy, I think they'll go places.
So Eddie had time now. He had a little break, and I think he feels okay from what I hear. Let's see what they do. That matchup's big. And again, the seeding for the others is big. Resilience, let's see what happens with them. I'm curious. And that's really it.
It's going to be exciting. A lot on the line. Cup season's in the air. And it's October 6th right now. Excuse me.
Love is in the air. I wish it was October 6th. It's August 6th.
August 6th. I said October?
You did.
Okay, listen, it feels like October baseball. That's what I try to say. So
as I'm wearing a long sleeve dry fit shirt.
Yes.
But
that's all she wrote. That's all she
really
wrote.
it.
All right, boys.
For somebody with a numbed up mouth, he sounded fine.
Listen, the drool is there, but I'm making the enunciation sound okay. Anyway, we'll see you all later, hopefully on the field tonight. Let's go.